So in this video overview, I'm going to show you how to make a Google Classroom banner that you can use by using Google Slides and making an interactive desktop for your MacBook. So I'm in Slides right now, and you can see that I've got kind of a recreated Google Classroom and different pages, so you can use some of these if you want and get a hold of me. But you can also put in your own backgrounds. There's so many different things in here. You're welcome to use any of these if you ask. But how did I get this scene here? Well, it's pretty easy. What I did is I made a new slide. So I went up here and I made a blank slide. And then I went to the background and I said choose image, and I can search. So I can search for wall background. When I do that, I get all sorts of different things. And if I really, I could use any of these as a background, but I could also do floor and wall. You can see a lot of these things just pop up. So many cool things. You can make this as unique as you are. So you could use any of the things that are in here. Some are lighter than others. Some, the quality of the picture is better than others. But just search for it, see what speaks to you, and then when you find one that you like, just grab it and it inserts it in the background. So if I decided I wanted this, I'll just go ahead and insert it. And what's cool about it is it's the background. It's the background of your slide. All right, so that means that it can't move around. So if I click on this, it can't move. And then it's just a matter of you searching by going down here and saying, I want a transparent chair. When you do that and you go to images, you'll see there's all sorts of chairs. And transparent is important because if you don't do transparent, what happens is you get all the white stuff around it. And so I can take off the link and I can make it smaller. I can even, flip it if I want to. I can go here and flip it that way. And I could just move it right here. Same thing with I could search for a whiteboard. So I'm just pulling in all the things that I want in there. Now, if I select some of these, I want you to see what it looks like. This is a actual, this is actually kind of a nice one, but this one is transparent. I didn't even put transparent in there. So that's kind of a cool thing. But often what happens is you get this kind of stuff, and I'll bring it in here. You get all this white stuff. Oh, I didn't get all the white stuff. I'm getting really lucky. Let's just pull in, let's just pull in something like this. It instead of the whiteboard, it's giving you all this other stuff. Now, little tip for you, if you double click, you get this black line around it, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little black line there, and if you can get it from 4 arrows to 1 arrow, you can crop it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop that out right here, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to crop that out. So what I'm doing is you can still see the images around it, but I'm getting rid of stuff that's next to it. And now I've really just taken care of all that other stuff. So now I have this nice little whiteboard. So again, you can decide what you want to do, but you get all that stuff on your page. All right, so I have it on there. I'm going to actually paste this whiteboard on here because I really like this whiteboard, and I might use this in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quickly. I'm just resizing the crop here. So, and then when I click outside of it, I can make it a little smaller. This would be a good one for people to use, so I'm just going to put it here. All right, so here is let's say you get it all done. All right, you get all the stuff that you want. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go up here and you're going to go to this and you're going to export it. You're going to download it as a JPEG or a PNG. Either one of these will work. So, just select that. And when you do that, it's going to go to your desktop. So I'm waiting for it to download. I can see that it's downloaded here and it will show up on my desktop, and there it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this over a little bit, and I'm going to start looking for things that I want to put on my desktop. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see here is my picture. right here. And if I control click on it, I can make it my desktop. So I'm going to say set as my desktop picture. And so what happens, I'm going to minimize this, is now, oh, that's my desktop. Now that I have this great desktop, I need to have interactive buttons. And so I go to Google Classroom a lot. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to search for Google Classroom, but then I'm going to look for images. When I go in here, I get lots of images. So if I find one that I like, I'm going to control click on this and I'm going to copy the image. All right. Now I have to go to Google Classroom. So I'm going to go to Google Classroom. Here's Google Classroom, classroom.com. I'm going to grab that little lock right there. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to drop it on my desktop. So it's on my desktop right here. And it looks like a website because it's got the Safari icon in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to control click. So press control on my keyboard, click on this, and then go to get info. When I do that, it gives me some information about the application. And what I'm going to do, that is the icon. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to paste. What happens is it turns into this icon right here, and it returns right here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to close this for a second. Minimize this for a second. Here is my Google Classroom. Now, I don't really need to have this in here at all. This part right here, I can make this go away if I want to. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. On your desktop, now this doesn't look like a desktop, but it is. It's just a picture. If I click on my desktop, I see the Finder, and I go to View, and I see these options. So if I go to View Options, I can not sort it by anything. I don't want to sort it because I want to control where this goes. And I can make the icon bigger if I want to. So you can see that this icon is getting bigger. And the ability to make the text really, really tiny if I want to. I can make sure that I see the icon preview, which I have. I want to see the icon. And then I can just decide where I want to put it. Now I'm going to make the grid spacing kind of small, but I'm going to make this fairly large so I can see this. And then I'm going to decide where am I going to put this. So there's two things that I might use a lot. I might say, okay, you know, I'm going to use this right here. Now if I go in here, I could write G Classroom, right? I could name it whatever I want, but now I have this thing, and when I click on it, it actually will take me to Google Classroom. So if I click on it, it takes me to Google Classroom. So then I could go here and go to Drive, go through the same process. I could drag this icon down here. Now I've got to get Google Drive, so I'm going to say Google Drive. I'm going to find an icon. Once I find an icon that I like, I'm going to control click on it. All right, so I'm going to control click, and let's see, I'm going to do this one right here, control click. I am going to copy the image. I'm going to go back down here. This is the Drive app. So I'm going to control click on that. I'm going to go to get info, and I'm going to click way up here and paste. All right, and you can see now that is the icon. So basically all I'm doing is I'm putting these, you know, where I want to. And so it's making my desktop kind of more fun, which I really like. And you can get rid of these things down the road. Now, I still can have, you know, folders, and I have my hard drive up here and stuff. I can still have those. Matter of fact, if I double click this, this is a folder that says desktop items. So I have a whole bunch of things that are in there as well. So just be aware of that. But it kind of makes this a little cool. And in here, I could put, you know, Google Chrome. So again, I would just go right back down here. And actually, this is an application. So let's talk about that because that's a little different. On your hard drive, if you go to your application and you want to be able to get to your applications, I'm going to go to Google Chrome. I'm going to go to the beta. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an alias. And so what it does is it kind of makes two of these. And so I can drag this, pull it out. And when I click on this here, I am going to click one more time to get rid of this stuff. And I'm just going to call this Chrome. And now I have this right here. So now I have an icon to Chrome. And if I want to go to North Clackamas School District, I would do the exact same thing. So pretty cool. I'm going to have fun redesigning my whole desktop. Just remember, if you change the picture, you're going to have all these icons around. They're going to be floating around, and you can delete these. They're not going to delete any of your applications. Even if you delete this is an alias. It will take you there. So just be aware that they'll all be okay. There's no problems. I think this would be really cool to put like Epic Books on there. So, you know, you might want to think about some of the resources you use. Certain websites that you go to all the time. And again, if I control copy the image, and right now I'm going to search for all, and I'm going to go to the educator login, and I'm going to just pull that right down here, control click, and get info. And now I'm going to click on that and paste it. So lots of very cool ways. I would probably put this right over here by my books, right? Just like that. Now I can't resize these. The only way that I can resize these, again, is going to view options, and then you can make this, smooth this a little bit. You can make the icon size a little bit smaller, but just notice if you do that, you're going to have these things, you know, move. They're going to adjust because they're smaller. All right, so you could certainly, you know, do those kinds of things if you wanted to. But you can even link to like songs, like or the Pledge of Allegiance or what have you and such. So as long as it's on the cloud or an app, you can make it work for you.